Declaration of Independence, one of the grand, powerful, governing, founding documents of our country. Now, the Declaration of Independence did nothing other than declare our independence, and it explained why that we should be independent. It doesn't govern any laws in the United States. It's not really a legal document as far as doing the government of the United States or anything. All it did was make us legally free from Britain. Now, it was all fine and good. It was just a piece of paper that had 56 people sign it. But this document had to be backed up and defended by the armies, because if they declared independence, that really doesn't mean anything if they can't defend their independence. So they declared independence, which made them their own country. We'll talk more about the history of this coming up in the future packets. But the big thing about this to remember is that declaration had to be backed up, and it had to be backed up by blood, it had to be backed up by fighting. These men were putting their life on the line, really, when they signed this Declaration of Independence. But they had a vision of freedom, and as you read this document, which we'll read in the next packet, you really begin to understand what their vision was and how they thought mankind should live. So, the Declaration of Independence, you should feel excited. We're finally there. The United States is a country. There's a story that we'll read coming up, but when George Washington finally gets the Declaration of Independence, and he reads it to his troops, and now they have something to fight for. They're no longer rebels, but they're patriots, and that's a big shift. We'll talk about that story in the Revolutionary War chapter. The packet, that's our next packet, is the Revolutionary War. But we'll talk about that. That's a big deal. I like at the top of the Declaration it says, we're now the United States of America, and it's a pretty powerful moment. So we'll read the Declaration of Independence coming up in a couple chapters. We'll talk a little bit more about the history surrounding it in the packet coming up, the next packet, the Revolutionary War. But we're there. United States is a country. These are the events that led up to the Declaration of Independence. And that's what I want you to get out of this lesson, is that series of events that led from one thing to another, that finally led America to declare its independence, become its own country, and pretty powerful, potent, important moment.